Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribe. So today I'm going to do my Q&A and then announce the winner of my 1000 subscriber giveaway. So definitely stay tuned until the end to find out if you won. But let's start with Q&A, and I want to start by thanking all of you for leaving so many questions for me. In fact, there are so many that I'm not sure if I'm going to get through all of them, but I'm going to try. If the video gets too long, which it is probably going to be long, but if it gets to be too long, then I might not answer some of the questions, but I'm sure that I'm going to do another Q&A sometime soon, and so I will leave those questions for the second one. Now, because there were so many questions, I divided them into categories, starting with the ones where question has been asked multiple times. So I'll talk about some personal questions, questions about fragrance shopping and my fragrance collection. And then I'm gonna go to sort of one-of-a-kind type of fragrance questions if we have enough time to get to those. And for that reason, I'm not going to say who asked each question because, like I said, many questions were asked multiple times, except for a few comments that really stood out to me. I'm going to read those out. Okay, this is going to be long as it is. Let's end the introduction and start the Q&A. So, like I said, I'm going to start with the personal questions first because I think I had the most questions in this category. And I'm going to be looking down because I have all the questions written down. So the first question is where I'm from, what made me come to Canada, what languages do I speak? I think this was probably the most commonly asked question or a variation of this question. So I am from Eastern Europe. I think I mentioned that before. More specifically, I am from former Soviet Union, and even more specifically, I'm from Ukraine. My first language, however, is not Ukrainian. My first language is Russian. So I would say that I can fully speak Russian and English. There are a couple other languages that I sort of have basic knowledge of. I'm not going to mention them here, but they're only two languages that I fully speak, English and Russian. What made me come to Canada is kind of a complex question that I don't think I'm going to get into here. There were a lot of reasons. There were political reasons, there were ecological reasons, there were a lot of reasons. I came to Canada when I was 17, and that's when I started learning English. I didn't know any English prior to that. And actually, prior to coming to Canada, I also lived a couple of years in the Middle East. And then I've been in Canada for many years. The second question that was asked a lot was, what do I do for a living? And I want to read two comments that really stood out to me related to this question. One was by Margie C, and she said, I'd like to know if you have a job outside of YouTube, and if so, what you do. You seem like a boss, so just curious. And this was my husband's favorite comment because he certainly thinks I am bossy. And the second comment I want to read out is from Suzanne Smith. She says, I have watched every one of your videos and marvel at how you explain each perfume so well, including a little background as to why you made that purchase. Thank you. I am wondering if you have been a teacher in your professional life, you have a way of capturing my attention to listen closely. So why did I mention this comment? This was a very perceptive comment. Yes, I have been a teacher in my life. Actually, my university degree is in teaching. I have a Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Education, and I have been a high school mathematics teacher in the past. This is not what I do currently and not what I've done in the past over 10 years, I would say. Currently, I work as a marketing manager for a global engineering company. That's what I do. It's kind of completely unrelated to what I studied in university, and it kind of fell into this job sort of by accident, but that's what I've been doing for the past 10 plus years. But my education, what I studied and what I did originally as my profession was in teaching. So Suzanne, you are correct. Next question was, would I do another video with my husband and daughter? Absolutely. They love taking part in my videos, so we're definitely gonna come up with more. Another question that was really interesting and kind of unique, do you like to cook? What is most delicious cuisine aroma you adore? And do you like it as a perfume note? Don't really like to cook. I do it because I have to do it, but I can't say that I really love doing it. My favorite cuisine aroma, I like sweet fragrances and I like sweet in cooking as well, but I would say my favorite aroma is caramel, and yes, I do like it in fragrances as well. One more comment I want to read, and this is from Julie G. Quebec. Julie has been such an amazing subscriber, and maybe I can say virtual friend at this point. She's been supporting my channel from the very beginning, and we also communicate on Instagram. She has amazing pictures of nails. Definitely check out her Instagram. I'm gonna put it somewhere here, and so we communicate here on YouTube and on Instagram as well. So Julie writes, love your channel, Amy, thank you. Where do you get all these cute tops you're wearing in your videos? You're always so well put together. Thank you. Fashion is really not my thing. I'm more into fragrances, obviously, but I have always been into all the girly things. I enjoy fragrances, I enjoy makeup, I always did my nails. As long as I can remember myself, I did my nails. So I just enjoy girly things, and so that's what I do. As far as my cute tops, I'll let you in on a little secret, because my channel has been started at the end of spring, and so all of the videos so far have been filmed in the summer, and I'm a huge fan of wearing summer dresses. So what you have seen have mostly been summer dresses, not tops, but thank you, Julie, for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Another question that I thought was interesting, do you have a hair ritual, a savvy shampoo, a special tip on how to maintain the healthy shine? No, I don't. My hair is kind of always an afterthought. Sometimes I have time to do it, sometimes I don't, and even if I do, it's done very quickly. Use any kind of shampoo that I find. So no hair rituals, no hair tips, nothing. Next question is, how did you get your YouTube channel started and why you started this channel? So I think I mentioned this in one of my videos briefly, but I'll touch on that again. I started this channel because I have this passion for fragrances and I have no one in my real life to share it with. And I just wanted to find like-minded people that enjoy the same things, that I can talk about things that I love with. And for a long time, I couldn't even think about starting my channel because I knew nothing about making videos from a technical perspective, and I thought, well, who would ever want to watch me? Can I really do this? And one day, kind of completely on a whim, I just decided to film a video. And if you've been with me since the beginning, you know that the first few videos, I didn't even show my face. They were just done with my hands. And then I decided to turn the camera around. And like I said, I just filmed my first video on a whim, and it kind of went from there. Next question is, what have you learned from the whole journey of YouTube till now? How has it changed you as a person? I would say that the biggest thing that I have learned is believe in yourself and don't be afraid to try things that you might not be good at. Because like I said, when I started this, I've watched YouTube for a long time, but I knew nothing about making YouTube videos. I didn't even know how to upload. I didn't have any equipment. I still don't really have any special equipment. I didn't know anything about editing or anything about thumbnails or anything about doing any of this, and I just thought, okay, I'm just going to start and I'm gonna learn, and last, I don't know, 4 months that I've been doing this, I have learned so much about this process. Obviously there is so much more to learn, but I would say just believe in yourself. If you want to do something, just go and try it. Okay, next let's move to the second category, which is fragrance shopping. There have been quite a few questions about that as well. So let me start with where do I buy fragrances in Canada? Are there any online stores with free shipping? So I'm going to tell you that my favorite way of buying fragrances is from discounter sites. I'm going to leave links in the description to all of the sites that I mentioned, but there are a few of them that are always linked in my description. My favorite two sites are two Canadian sites. That's fragrancebuy.ca. They have great prices on fragrances, great selection, and amazing customer service. So for me, this would be site number one. They do ship in Canada and they ship in the US. And I think to get free shipping, typically you have to buy 5 bottles, but I know that there are always some kind of discount or free shipping codes circulating around. So very often I've purchased just 1 bottle or 2 bottles and I still got free shipping. The other one is perfumeonline.ca. Again, they ship to Canada and to US, and I think for them right now it's, if you purchase $149 worth of products, then you get free shipping. The other two sites are US sites, but I also shop from them, is Fragrance X. And I really like the fact that I typically don't pay shipping there, and the taxes or duties are very low. And the other one is Fragrance Net, which, you'll be surprised, but I don't shop from it that often because they always charge shipping fee, and the duties are quite high. But sometimes they have fragrances that I cannot find anywhere else, and so I do purchase from them as well. So these are kind of the main 4 sites that I shop for online shopping. The other question was where to buy Guerlain Private Collection in Canada. So from what I know, it is only sold at Holt Renfrew, but I don't think it is sold online. It is only sold in store. So you can go in store and take a look, but you can also call any of the Holt Renfrew stores and ask them, because they do offer free shipping. So you can order over the phone and they will ship it to you. Next question is, would I ever do a shopping vlog? That's a tough one. I think it would be fun to do, but I am not sure if I'm at a point where I'm comfortable filming somewhere in a public. That's one. And number two, given the, condition that we all live in right now, or the situation in the world, we don't really go anywhere. Very rarely do we go anywhere. So I don't think there are a lot of opportunities to even film a shopping vlog. So I'm not saying never, but I don't think for now it's in the cards. How do I choose my next purchase? It really depends. Sometimes it's a very thought out process, something that I've been really researching and really thinking about for a long time, or something I've been waiting for a long time to come in stock. And sometimes it's completely on a whim. I saw something, or I heard about something, or it just popped into my head. I really need to have it, and I purchase it. So it really depends. Okay, so that's the end of the fragrance shopping questions. Let's move on to the next category, which is perfume collection. There were also a lot of questions about my perfume collection, so let me start going through these. First one is, when did I start collecting? What fragrance started my perfume obsession? Was I always passionate about fragrances? So I always enjoyed fragrances. As long as I can remember myself, I always had some type of perfume or body spray or something that I would use whenever I went outside. But up to probably a couple of years ago, I had a normal person collection that consisted of maybe 5 or 6 bottles. And the interesting thing is that I remember exactly what fragrance kind of started this real collection, obsession, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know why exactly, but I know what fragrance it was. And it was Eau de Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford. Somehow, after I purchased this fragrance, I just got really, really interested in exploring more and learning about fragrances and reading and watching YouTube videos. And that's how things spiraled out of control. And when? Well, it was approximately 2 years ago. Why did I make my channel about fragrances? Well, because that's what I'm interested in. That's kind of my hobby. So obviously my channel is about that. What motivates me to continue collecting? I love learning and exploring new things. And so I'm always curious to read about new fragrances or learn about new houses or smell something new. So that's what motivates me to continue. Unicorn fragrance I am still searching for. And I'm going to name 2 here, one from niche and one from designer. And these, if you watched my videos, they should not come as a surprise because I mentioned them in my first fragrance wish list video. From the designer world, I'm really curious to try My Insolence from Guerlain. Have been looking for this fragrance for a long time, but haven't been able to find it. And from the niche world, I really want to try Italica from Xerjoff Casamurati line. Again, very hard to find fragrance, but I'm going to continue searching for both of these. Next question, why do I think I'm drawn to fragrances more than to other potential hobbies? What do I think fragrances bring to our overall experience? I don't know for sure, to be honest. This is just what interests me. But if I had to guess, I think because fragrances have very strong memory associations, and I think this is what draws me to fragrances. It's not just I do enjoy the beautiful smell. I do enjoy the aesthetic of a beautiful bottle or looking at a beautiful display of fragrances. For me, it's all part of the enjoyment. But I think what really connects me the most to fragrances is that they bring up a lot of memories. So I think that's why I'm drawn to them. What was the first perfume that truly left you speechless? To be honest, I don't remember, and I don't want to make up an answer here. I don't remember. When you realized you were a fragrance addict and how many perfumes you had at this point? I don't know how many perfumes I had at this point, but I think I realized that I was an addict when fragrances started consuming a lot of my time and a lot of my mind. You know, I kept thinking about them, I kept reading about them, researching, reading Fragrantica, watching videos, trying to started really looking at, you know, different fragrance shopping online websites. Just they started consuming a lot of my time. I started purchasing a lot of them, and I think that's when I realized that I was kind of going in that addict direction. How do I store perfumes? I'm gonna try to insert a video here, which I shot for some kind of, I can't remember, some kind of tag for Instagram. So those that follow me on Instagram might have seen this already, of my, of the way that I store my collection. It doesn't have very good lighting, so please forgive that, but it will give you an idea of how I store my fragrances. I have sort of 2 bookshelf type of things from IKEA, and then another bookshelf with glass doors from IKEA as well. And so, you know, collection is getting pretty big, and I have to be creative with how I store it. So I have 2 of the initial sort of smaller bookcase shelves type of things in my bedroom, and then the closet, which you can actually see in the background. This is in my office. Next question is, how many fragrances do you have, and do you have a number limit in mind? I don't know exactly how many I have, but I will tell you it is definitely in the area of 130. I would say 130. Could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more because I just did a declutter. So I'm not sure exactly how many I have, but somewhere around there. Do I have a limit in mind? Yes and no. I don't have a specific number in mind, but I don't want this collection to get out of hand and to get overwhelming. I really just want to keep fragrances that I love, that I want to use. So yes, I'm trying to keep it at a reasonable number, but what that number is, I'm not quite sure. Next question is, what does my family think about my collection? So my husband is very supportive, so are my parents. My daughter absolutely loves my collection. She loves playing with it. We have a ton of games connected with my collection. My extended family doesn't really know about this hobby, to be honest, and my friends also, there are probably only a couple of close friends that know about this, and they kind of have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, they really like it because they get to try so many different fragrances, but on another hand, they think I'm a little bit crazy. So it's kind of a mixed bag here. Next question is, if you were to start again, which fragrances would you start with? So I don't know exactly what fragrances I would start with, but I would say I would approach collecting differently, because I think that when I started, and I would guess that many of us started this way, it was more about quantity than quality. And to be honest, many of the fragrances that I kind of started with have been decluttered. So if I were to start again, I would be a lot more selective from the beginning and really look more at quality, not quantity. Last question in this category is, who was the biggest influence in my life that inspired me to become a lover and collector of fragrance? I don't think anyone really inspired me to become a collector. This is kind of my own thing. But again, something I've mentioned in one of my videos, I think it was Sentimental Memories tag, or it was called something like that, where I mentioned that the love of scent really comes from my dad, who wore a cologne every day. I remember being small, and he would never leave the house without smelling good, without using a cologne. And so my love of scent really started from him. Okay, so we've made it through the first three categories. Now we're down to sort of random fragrance types of questions, and I'm gonna make it into sort of a speed round where I give very, very quick, sort of one word or close to one word answers to all of these, because we're already above 20-minute mark. So let's go through these questions quickly. If I can only have one Guerlain fragrance, which one would it be? It would be Angelique Noir. What was my first perfume? No idea. I do not remember. What are the best male perfumes you like to wear? So I prefer feminine fragrances, but my favorite fragrance marketed towards men is Virgin Island Water from Creed. What are my top 3 rose scents? I would say Roses Barbaranza, Flora Botanica from Balenciaga, of course, and Isia from Sicily. What is my absolute least favorite fragrance? From the ones that I've tried, I would say YSL Libre. I really, really strongly dislike that fragrance. If I had to get rid of my whole collection, what one fragrance would I keep? That is absolutely impossible to say. There is no way that I can give you an answer of just one fragrance. So sorry, not possible. What fragrance holds the most nostalgia for you? So probably the most nostalgic fragrance that I still have in my collection is Organza from Givenchy. And as I mentioned several times before, this was the first present that my husband gave me when we started dating. And I don't wear this fragrance, but I keep it for nostalgic reasons. Do you collect anything else? No, I don't. What was my first niche fragrance and did I like it? I don't remember which one exactly was my first, but I would say one of the first was Xerjoff Lyra, and yes, I love it. What was my first signature fragrance? I think, as far as I can remember, it was Romance from Ralph Lauren. I've wore it for quite a few years. What is my favorite Orange Blossom perfume? Orange Blossom is a note that I don't really like all that much, especially when it's a prominent note. When it's mixed with other notes, yes, I do like it. I would say the one that stands out to me the most, and I only tried a sample of that where Orange Blossom is quite prominent, is Flor Narcotique from Ex Nihilo. I really enjoyed that fragrance, even though Orange Blossom is very prominent. What is my favorite fragrance house? Again, I cannot narrow it down to one, but I did a video about my 5 favorite fragrance houses. So do check it out if you're interested in this. Do I have a favorite perfumer? No, there are so many amazing perfumers there and so many that I like. What fragrances do I regret giving away? Absolutely none. If I gave them away, then they didn't work for me. At least for now, I don't regret any. Have you ever tried any all-natural essential oil-based perfumes? No, I have not yet. What perfumes do I regret buying? Well, all that I have decluttered since. If I decluttered them, then I probably shouldn't have purchased them to begin with. What is my most expensive perfume? That's easy. That's definitely the two from Guerlain, Angelique Noir, and Spirituous Double Vanille. Definitely the most expensive fragrances in my collection. When you're disappointed in a fragrance and think it's not for you, do you try it out multiple times or once is enough for you? It really depends, and I don't have a specific reason as to why I do it differently. In some cases, I try something once and I just know it is not for me. I really don't like it. And in some other cases, I think this has a potential. Let me try it out several more times. And I've had fragrances that I didn't like initially, but after trying them several times, they grew on me, or I even grew to love them. So it kind of depends. I do it both ways. If you were going to create a fragrance of your own, what is one favorite fragrance note that must be in it? Well, if you know me, this is very easy to guess. Of course, vanilla has to be part of this fragrance. Vanilla is my absolute favorite fragrance note. What fragrance did you and your husband wear the most while dating? I believe that for me, it was Ralph Lauren Romance that I was wearing the most during that time. And for him, it was Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio. This is still the fragrance that I absolutely love on him, and this is the fragrance that I associate with him. He still has it. He doesn't wear it as much now. I think he's kind of tired of it, but I still absolutely love it on him. And I think we're going to end it here. It's quite possible that there are a few questions that I didn't answer. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question, but let's try to keep this video manageable and at least under 30 minutes. So I hope it will be under 30 minutes when I edit it. So again, thank you so much for all of your questions. I hope that you enjoyed listening to me answer all these questions, and I hope that this helped you get to know me a little bit better. Now let's go to the really exciting part, the announcement of the giveaway winner. I used Pick a Comment website to randomly choose a winner of this fragrance. I'm going to insert a print screen of the winner's comment. So congratulations to the winner. Please get in touch with me with your information, and I will send you the gift card to FragranceNet. Again, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.